Hi, I'm Dee Dee Myers.
And I'm Todd Purdum. And we're here talking about the latest state of the presidential race in the wake of the Kentucky and Oregon primaries. Dee Dee, what's next?
Well, it seems like the memory of the Oregon and Kentucky primaries has already been forgotten as this campaign moves on to the next stage. And heading into Memorial Day weekend, it feels like VP.
Yeah, people are focusing
question
on that.
of the day.
John McCain's having, 3 people out to his ranch in
10
Sedona?
couples, but they sort of underscored 3 names, suggesting that they were potential vice presidents. Bobby Jindal, the governor of Louisiana, Charlie Crist, the governor of Florida, and good old Mitt Romney still hanging around, making it very clear he would love to be John McCain's running mate.
What happens in this beauty contest? I mean, you lived through the Mondale race in 1984 when he invited a bunch of people to his driveway in Minnesota. Is it a good thing? Are there problems with that kind of approach?
Yeah, it's problematic. I mean, I think what John McCain is showcasing here is the variety of candidates that he will be looking at, which is always good for the party. I mean, Bobby Jindal was born in India, or at least his parents were, and he brings diversity. Charlie Crist is the popular governor of Florida, and of course Mitt Romney had a substantial following in his campaign and brings economic credentials. So each of them brings something to the ticket, but it's a little bit of perhaps a little bit of a sideshow. I think a lot of people don't think any of those 3 will necessarily, certainly all 3 of those will probably not be on the short list at the same time.
Now, of course, on the Democratic side, it's a little more complicated because Hillary Clinton's still in the race.
Does she want it?
You hear different things. I mean, she's been very careful herself not to indicate that she does, but the latest reports would seem to say that a lot of people on her behalf are making it clear that the Obama campaign is going to have to at least seriously consider her. The truth is, for most of American history, it would be a no-brainer. Whichever one among Hillary or Obama came in second would be the vice president.
And so why is there always this much controversy around picking the runner-up? Because there's natural animosity between those camps, or is there something particular?
I mean, there's been natural animosity in past years, and the people have overcome it. I mean, LBJ and JFK were not bosom buddies.
And didn't Bobby offer it to
LBJ
Kennedy?
Thinking he'd never take it, and then he took it. I think the particular thing this year is Hillary Clinton's singular status, and frankly, the status of her the former president, her husband, who would be a looming presence on the stage in Washington if she became vice president. And I think for the Obama campaign, that's kind of complicated too.
I think it's unclear. It's unclear to a lot of people watching this, observing it, covering it, whether or not Senator Clinton is carrying on for some particular objective, whether she thinks she can still win the nomination, whether she's trying to force Obama's hand to make her VP.
Make a point about Michigan and Florida.
Right. Make a point about Michigan and Florida to say at the end of this process that she forced the party to count some form of votes and not to disenfranchise the voters or the delegates from those 2 big states. She's also said she wants to make sure that she brings women across the finish line so they don't feel like their aspirations have been totally ignored again and they're just told to sit down and shut up. But it's unclear, really, isn't it, what Hillary really wants at this point?
So down in the weeds, next weekend is the Rules and Bylaws Committee of the Democratic National Committee. They're going to make at least the first crack at determining what to do about Michigan and Florida. What do you think is going to happen there?
There have to be delegates from those 2 states with some voting power at the convention. It's simply too strongly in the interest of the party not to do that. But again, there also has to be a penalty for circumventing or ignoring the party rules at the outset and scheduling their primaries before the DNC gave them the green light to do that. And it's important that this be resolved. It's also important to keep in mind that the decisions of the committee have to be ratified by the convention, by the delegates at the convention. And so I think Senator Obama will clearly control more delegates at the convention. And so it has to be an outcome that both the Hillary supporters, who control in many ways the committee, is acceptable, and acceptable to the convention delegates more broadly, which will likely be controlled by Obama.
The only thing that seems sure in this year is you never know what's coming next. But we'll be back soon with more
from Capitol Conversation.